In a quiet, isolated town nestled deep in the woods, a group of childhood friends named Lily, Max, Jenna, and Alex decided to have a sleepover at an old, abandoned cabin. The cabin had a sinister reputation, as rumors circulated about a deranged serial killer who once resided there. As darkness fell upon the desolate landscape, the friends gathered around a crackling fire, the flickering flames casting eerie shadows on their faces. An air of unease settled over them, but their curiosity got the better of them, and they decided to explore the cabin. Ignoring the warnings echoing in their minds, they ventured into the heart of darkness. Creaking floorboards and distant whispers seemed to greet their every step. The dilapidated rooms were adorned with cobwebs and broken furniture, giving the cabin an aura of abandonment and decay. Yet, a peculiar fascination with the macabre drew them deeper into the unknown. As they entered the basement, a sickening stench assaulted their senses. Their flashlights revealed a horrifying sight: rusty tools stained with dried blood, tattered garments, and disturbing scribbles on the walls. Dread gripped their hearts, and an overwhelming sense of foreboding filled the air. Unbeknownst to them, an unhinged recluse still inhabited the cabin's hidden recesses. The killer, known as the Butcher, had never truly left. He had been watching their every move, relishing the prospect of fresh victims to torment. Suddenly, the friends heard a chilling sound, a faint, high-pitched giggle echoing through the corridors. Fear tightened its grip around their throats as they realized they were not alone. Panic took hold, and they scrambled to find an exit, but the doors had mysteriously locked behind them. One by one, they became separated, their terrified cries echoing through the labyrinthine halls. The Butcher reveled in their terror, a predator toying with its prey. Lily found herself cornered in a cramped room, the walls closing in on her, while Max found himself trapped in a sinister maze of mirrors, each reflection distorted and menacing. Jenna, paralyzed by fear, stumbled upon a room filled with grotesque masks. As she turned to flee, she realized the masks were watching her, their hollow eyes piercing her soul. And Alex, in a stroke of terrible luck, stumbled into the Butcher's lair, where he was met with a room filled with gruesome trophies, the remnants of past victims. Their desperate attempts to escape proved futile as the cabin transformed into a nightmarish labyrinth, each room more twisted and horrifying than the last. They were mere playthings in the hands of a sadistic madman, a realization that crushed their spirits and extinguished their hopes. In the end, the friends were consumed by the darkness that lurked within the cabin's walls. Their screams and pleas for mercy went unheard as the Butcher reveled in their torment. Their fate sealed, they became another chilling chapter in the cabin's grim history, their names etched into the annals of forgotten horrors. To this day, the old cabin stands as a monument to the unspeakable acts that transpired within its walls. It serves as a stark reminder that evil can linger, waiting patiently for unsuspecting souls to wander into its clutches. The whispers of the friends still echo through the forest, a haunting reminder of the true horrors that lie hidden in the shadows.
Once upon a time, in a small suburban town, there was a group of close-knit friends named Sarah, Emily, David, and Mark. They were known for their adventurous spirits and love for thrill-seeking activities. One fateful summer night, they decided to have a sleepover at Sarah's old, eerie house, rumored to be haunted by the restless souls of its previous owners. As darkness settled over the town, the friends gathered in the dimly lit living room, sharing nervous laughter and swapping ghost stories. The atmosphere grew tense, and Sarah, being the bravest of the group, proposed a game of hide-and-seek throughout the house. Excitement and fear mingled in the air as they agreed, unaware of the horror that awaited them. The game began, and one by one they scattered through the creaking corridors and shadowy rooms. Whispers of apprehension filled their minds, amplified by the flickering lights and distant sounds of the night. As time passed, Emily, David, and Mark emerged from their hiding spots, but Sarah remained elusive. Growing concerned, the trio called out for Sarah, their voices echoing through the empty halls. The silence was deafening, broken only by the distant howl of wind and their racing heartbeats. Panic set in, and they began frantically searching the house, desperately hoping to find their friend safe and sound. In their frantic search, they stumbled upon a hidden door tucked away in a forgotten corner of the house. Curiosity mingled with dread, compelling them to open it. Beyond the door lay a narrow, winding staircase leading down into the depths of darkness. With trepidation, they descended, their footsteps echoing ominously. As they reached the bottom, they discovered a secret chamber, draped in cobwebs and lined with decaying furniture. A putrid stench hung in the air, and dread clung to their hearts like a vice. And there, in the corner, they found Sarah, pale and trembling, her eyes wide with terror. Sarah's voice quivered as she recounted her ordeal. She had been hiding in a closet when she heard strange, whispering voices calling her name from beneath the floorboards. Fearful curiosity got the better of her, and she pried open a loose board, revealing a hidden passageway that led to the secret chamber. But as she entered, the whispers grew louder and more sinister. Shadows danced in the corners, and unseen hands brushed against her, chilling her to the bone. She felt a presence, an otherworldly force watching her every move. The feeling of being trapped in a nightmare consumed her, leaving her paralyzed with fear. With trembling hands, the friends helped Sarah to her feet, their hearts heavy with dread. As they turned to leave the chamber, a blood-curdling shriek filled the air. The doors slammed shut, trapping them inside. Their frantic attempts to escape proved futile as the walls seemed to close in on them, the air growing thin and suffocating. Time lost all meaning as their desperate cries for help went unanswered. They were trapped in the haunted depths of the house, destined to become just another tale of terror whispered in hushed tones. The once bright spirits of the friends faded into darkness, their voices forever lost within the walls, serving as a chilling reminder of the horrors that awaited those who dared to enter the cursed house. And so, the sleepover that was meant to be a night of friendship and fun turned into a chilling nightmare from which there was no escape. To this day, the house stands as a solemn reminder of the true horror that lurks beneath the surface, forever haunting those who dare to venture too close. In a small, isolated village, there lived a group of friends named Sarah, Michael, Jessica, and Ryan. They were known for their thrill-seeking nature and their insatiable curiosity. One gloomy summer evening, they decided to have a sleepover in an old, abandoned mansion that sat perched on a hill overlooking the village. The mansion had a dark history, shrouded in mystery and tragedy. Legends whispered of a family that once resided there, who had met a grisly end at the hands of an unknown assailant. Despite the ominous tales, the friends were drawn to the allure of the mansion's haunted reputation. As the moon ascended, casting an eerie glow over the desolate mansion, the group huddled together in the dimly lit living room. The air was heavy with anticipation and nervous energy. Sarah, being the most daring of the bunch, suggested they play a game of spirit communication, using a homemade Ouija board she had brought along. Reluctantly, the others agreed, their apprehension palpable. They gathered around the wooden table, their trembling hands lightly touching the planchette. In hushed tones, they summoned spirits from beyond the veil, their voices carrying through the silent night. At first, nothing seemed to happen. The planchette remained motionless, and doubt crept into their minds. But then, slowly, it began to glide across the board, spelling out cryptic messages. The friends exchanged nervous glances, their hearts pounding in their chests. As the session continued, the atmosphere grew increasingly sinister. The planchette moved with an otherworldly force, spelling out ominous warnings and revealing dark secrets. The spirits claimed to be the vengeful souls of the murdered family, eager to exact their revenge on the living. The friends, gripped by fear, tried to end the session, but their attempts were in vain. The planchette seemed glued to their fingertips, dragging them deeper into the realm of the unknown. The once faint whispers grew louder, and a chill settled over the room, despite the rising temperature. Suddenly, the lights flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The friends found themselves trapped within the mansion's suffocating embrace. Doors slammed shut, locking them in different rooms. Desperation seized them as they realized they were no longer in control of their fate. Sarah screamed as she witnessed the apparition of a woman with vacant eyes, her ethereal form floating towards her. Michael fought against invisible hands that clawed at his throat, cutting off his breath. Jessica, paralyzed with terror, found herself pursued by shadowy figures that materialized from the darkness. And Ryan, trapped in the basement, heard the haunting whispers of long-dead children who beckoned him towards an unimaginable horror. Their pleas for mercy and escape fell on deaf ears as the spirits reveled in their torment. The mansion had become a nightmarish realm, a playground for vengeful entities that fed on fear and suffering. The friends, once bound by friendship, were now victims caught in the grip of a malevolent force they had unwittingly awakened. As the night wore on, their screams echoed through the mansion's decaying halls, blending with the chilling wind that swept through broken windows. When morning arrived, the mansion stood empty once again, its secrets buried within its walls, and the village mourned the loss of 4 young souls who had succumbed to the house's dark embrace. To this day, the abandoned mansion stands as a haunting reminder of the horrors that unfolded within its cursed confines. It serves as a cautionary tale, a chilling testament to the dangers of delving into the unknown and summoning